All right, Carter, this is a kind of a long problem, so I'll try to speed through it since you can pause. Um, but yeah, the process is kind of long. So this says solve the system of equations by substitution. So what we're going to do is, since we have them both set equal to y, we're going to take this first equation here and substitute it in for that y value. And so we'll get the equation x squared minus 3x minus 6 equals negative 2x squared plus 8x minus 2. And from there, we're just solving for x. And so anytime we have a quadratic, we're looking most likely for two solutions. We do know that it could be undefined, which is 0 solutions, 1 solution if it happened to be the vertex of a graph. But most cases, like if you're looking at a graph of a quadratic or a parabola, right? If we're looking at a y value here, that's going to be 0 solutions exactly on the vertex. That's going to be 1 solution. But most of the time, it's going to go right through the middle, which means we're going to have 2 x values that give us the solution. Sorry, it's a little slanted there. I already got off on a tangent on a long video. All right, here we go. So we're going to solve this for these x values, and I'm hoping that it can factor. First step is to set it equal to 0. I like working with positive coefficients, at least leading coefficients. So I'm going to add 2x squared to both sides. That'll get rid of that. I'm going to subtract 8x, and I'm going to add 2. So essentially on the right, I'll have 0. And then over here, I get 3x squared minus 11x, and then minus 4. So I'm going to try to factor to begin with. I could create a factoring video to show you how to always get the right answer. I'm just going to muddle my way through this and see how it works. But I know that factors of 3 have to be 3 and 1. So I'm going to have a 3x and a 1x. And then I need to find factors of negative 4 that go as the second term in each of these monomials here. That when I multiply it out, I get a middle product of negative 11. So I think it's probably going to be, a negative 4 here, and then probably a positive 1 here, just because I was looking for like 12 minus 1, or a negative 12 plus 1. So when I multiply this out, I'll get 3x times negative 4 is negative 12x, and 1 times x is going to give me 1x. So negative 12 plus 1 is going to give me that negative 11 that I was looking for. So it looks like I got my factors figured out. So from here, I solve for x, each of these. So I know that 3x plus 1 equals 0, or x minus 4 has to equal 0. And so the right one's a little easier to solve. Add 4 to both sides. I get x equals 4. There's one solution. If I subtract 1 from both sides, I get 3x equals negative 1. And then divide by 3, I get x equals negative 1/3. So fortunately, we're looking at the answer, right? So, I mean, obviously we can check because we have the answer in front of us, but our two x values are 4 and negative 1/3. And so we see this x value for our first solution is going to be 4, and our other x value is negative 1/3. So we're going to keep those. And what we do, since essentially we have two quadratics, and what I'll do is I'll finish this and then I'll try to create a little meaning for you. But what we do is we can just take either one of these equations from the beginning and we can plug in our values. So like I plug in, if I want to figure out what the y value is when x is 4, I just plug in a 4. Okay, and so that'll be 16 minus 12 minus 6, so that's going to be negative 2, and that creates that point 4 comma negative 2, right? First solution right there. The next one's way more difficult, but we're going to do it, and I'm not even going to use a calculator. I guess I'm going to try not to. So negative 1/3. So I plug in negative 1/3 into that same equation that I used before. Sorry, I'm not writing it above, but x squared minus 3 times x minus 6. And so if I square this, negative 1/3 squared is going to be positive 1/9. Negative 3 times 1/3 is going to be positive 1 minus 6. So I go through this. So it's really 1/9 minus 5. Or it's y equals 1/9 minus, what would this be? 45 ninths. I just multiply top and bottom by 9. And so then I get y equals 1/9 minus 45 ninths is minus 44 ninths. Okay? And so then, I guess I shouldn't have circled that. Our answer is negative 1/3, comma, 44 ninths. Okay, so that's my second answer, which is right there. Okay, so you can stop the video right here if you'd like. That's 6.5 minutes about. But I do think it's pretty cool that you can see how this works. So if you go to desmos.com and you type these in, it's not necessarily going to be solving by substitution. But still super cool. So the first one's y equals x squared minus 3x minus 6. And the second one's negative 2x squared plus 8x minus 2. So I think I have those right. Okay, so I showed you that first graph where there was like a line cutting through a graph, but it's not really a quadratic with a linear equation that you're solving. It's a quadratic and a quadratic. So you can see that I have one curve here and one curve here. That's terrible. And my two solutions are right here. So where do those solutions occur? Well, when we that first step that we did when we solved for x, we're looking at this x value right here that says, well, my first solution occurs when x equals negative 1/3. That's that value that we first found. And my second solution occurs when x equals 4. Okay? And then by plugging in those x values into either one of the equations, you're going to get your y value here, which was y equals negative 44 ninths. And then you'd get your second y value here, which happened to be, it was negative 2. I think we got negative 2 for that one, for our solution. We can put back in. Yeah, negative 2. Okay. So hopefully that helps you make a little sense of it, like what you're doing and why you're doing it. I know it's still abstract math, but hopefully that'll help you a little bit. And if you click in desmos.com, you can see that, negative 44 ninths is approximately negative 4.889. That's that solution there. And then this one right there is 4, negative 2. So it helps you kind of find those solutions graphically as well. All right, Carter, best of luck with this course. Hopefully this video helped. Sorry it's so long. Best of luck.